Hello everyone, welcome to Perseverance IAS. It's Monday, it's a good day. I hope you are all doing well. Hope you have all re-energized. Let us get into this articles today. So today is July 26th. Let us find out what are the articles that we have to read in the Hindu newspaper for competitive examinations. Now, the first article that I would like you to read is excess deaths in West Bengal 11 times official COVID-19 tally. This is important because in the past 1 week also they have been publishing articles in terms of what are the number of excess deaths that were underreported due to COVID-19. This is particularly higher compared to any other state in India. Please do read this article from that perspective. Now moving on, Telangana temple gets World Heritage tag. We talk about Ramappa temple, significant in terms of culture. Please do concentrate on this. Try to read anything historical about this particular temple architecture, temple, and the history surrounding it. Possible question in prelims with connection to this piece of news. Now moving on to page number 2, ahead of I-Day, MHA orders strict vigilance to prevent drone attack. Again, informative article, not important for either of the exams, prelims or mains or any other competitive exams. Just be aware of there are certain standard operating procedures that Home Affairs does follows and the police does follow. This is again informative article, not important for exams. Now let us move on to the news. Now, before going into the news itself, let us go to editorial, page number 6, a climate risk. This is important because this will be the talk of the day when environment is discussed, because inevitable extremities of nature are happening in India and around the world, and this is directly related to climate change resilient infrastructure. Please do read this article from that perspective, it will certainly help. Now, moving on to the next article, joining the darts in second coming of Pegasus. Now you read this article to get a better understanding of what are the standard of sorry. Please do read this article because the author is a very credible civil society member, and to those who don't know, he is the husband of our finance minister Nirmala Sitharaman. And you read this article because Pegasus is the keyword. You read this to get an understanding of what he is saying and why the government stonewalling or being not opaque, in terms of being opaque by the government of India, is detrimental to democracy. From that point of view, please do read this article. It talks about accountability, it talks about civil society's role in accounting, keeping the government accountable, and so on and so forth. Please do concentrate on this article. Now, moving on to the next article, money changer. This is very important. This talks about the digital currency that RBI wants to bring in, and it's a dichotomy with cryptocurrencies. This is very important to understand why digital currency or digital rupee is future of world and how different it is from cryptocurrencies. Now moving on, getting India's military convergence formula right. This is again the recent struggle, shuffle, whatever you call it, between the Chief of Defense Staff and the Air Force Chief of Staff. So please do read this article from that point of view. It gives you an understanding of why India is unable to form multi-theater commands despite engaging and consulting consistently and multiple times. We don't have a theater command system in India. So it gives you an understanding of why the problems persist from the point of view of an IAF officer. Now moving on to page number 7, lessons from India's food security, that is OPED. Please do read this article because it will give you an understanding of what food security is, how to manage food crisis in India, particularly during COVID-19 pandemic. Now our law and technology a solution to fake news, because fake news has been and will be with us for a long period of time. This article will help you in developing a good answer as an antithesis to fake news in our country and in world. Now moving on to page number 8, a spouse's presence not mandatory for OCI card. My suggestion would be to read what OCI cards are, how important are they, what is the process, what is the constitutional legality surrounding OCI cards. From that perspective, please do read this article. Now moving on to page number 9, deal on Gogra hot springs likely soon. Again, this is in regards to India's standoff with China in Ladakh. Important, please do read this article. This will give you a timeline of events if and when anything goes sideways between India and China. Now moving on, ready to engage on rights, says India. This is in recent news that US wants to raise human rights issues with India. This is India responding that we will also engage on rights, but try to read this article. Yeah, it's not that important from the perspective of either exams, so don't worry about it, just read it. Now this is important. PM calls for Unite India movement. Please do read this article with a historical perspective, because Amrit Mahotsav, this is to mark the 75th year of independence, and please do read this article and try to make a proper notes on what this Amrit Mahotsav talks about, what are the parameters of it, what are the flagship programs that are being undertaken through this Mahotsav. Get a complete understanding of what this Amrit Mahotsav is. Possible question for prelims. Now, centralization not a risk worth taking. This is again a point of view of why over centralization is again a problem when federal polity is being followed in our country. So read this to get an understanding of what are the pitfalls that the chairman of 14th Finance Commission was saying about. Now moving on to world number 11, China's wolf warrior approach is here to stay. This is again to get an understanding of what this wolf warrior approach is and why China has been so successful in some cases and has greatly backfired in certain cases. To understand the dichotomy of this wolf warrior policy, please do read this interview. I am not hoping any questions from this, but having an understanding of this wolf warrior approach will help you in making a better answer in mains. China-Pak outline joint action to align Afghan strategies or Afghanistan strategies. This is important because Pakistan is a major player in Afghanistan. China is leveraging Pakistan's place in Afghanistan to get its own routes into Afghanistan. Important because this talks about CPEC and how significant CPEC is in regional security architecture. Now moving on, Pak bans domestic air travel for unvaccinated. Again, not important, but just be aware of something that is happening with our neighbor. Now these are the articles that one should or one can read in the Hindu newspaper for July 26th. Once again, I humbly request you to subscribe to the channel, share the video with fellow travelers or fellow preparators. Please do like, comment, share. Please do let me know if you have any questions through comments will help the channel grow, and I would like these videos to reach more people to help them and prevent them from wasting further time. Hope you find these articles. If you like them, please do leave the thumbs up, and please do subscribe, and don't forget to click the bell icon whenever I upload a video. You'll get it notified. And once again, I'm trying very hard to get it the timing right. Possibly in the next coming few days, please do expect a new video every day by 7 a.m. in the morning, so that you can have ample time to prepare for your newspaper. Thank you. Stay safe. Namaste.